Hello, thanks for dropping in. You know, I try not to get things. I also try not to kick the camera. Anyway, but of course, things happen. So, the last thing I looked at was a Big 20. It didn't go well. Today, it's a 1541 disk drive. Like I need another. And here it is. One 1541. The only thing I noticed that's different is it has some dip switches on the back. Probably to select device numbers. Probably. Alright. So, what we really have to do here, these discs are bad. Bad discs. And, I really don't want to mess with them anymore. I'm going to toss them out. There's a little shelf here. There is. So I'm going to move things. I am. This is a working 1541. And we might need it. We'll see. So, little space. Oh, anything? Okay, the power switch is off. Come on. Alright, well here's... Oh, well, okay. So I turned it on, and it did do the quick, you know, like thing that it's supposed to do. As in, it spun, and then it stopped spinning. So that is encouraging. Maybe I'll just set this drive up here. Okay. And then I'll grab this 64, and we'll go back on the air. So turn on the monitor. Video. Glasses. This is the disk drive cord. The disk drive cord has 6 pins. The video 5 or 8. In this case, 5. Now, this is another video channel. I think, there we go. Power. So now we should have a Commodore 64 that comes to life and the drive should spin. And it does. It's funny, this monitor has these 2 funky things in the corner that fade away. Kind of. Alright, well here is the 1541 test demo disc. Let's see what we find. Okay, that didn't go well. So, I know this disc is good. So I will send it the command to initialize and force it to kind of bang its head. And if it will read, read. And does it read? No, it does not read. Oh. Really? File opener? Oh. I did not open 15. I opened 1. Well, that's perfectly acceptable. Oh dear. Well, so here we have a quick and dirty program. Line 10, open 15, comma 8, comma 15, comma, quote, I, 0, quote, colon, close 15, 20, go to 10. Now, why do I do this? Well, because sometimes, in the past, because I don't know what this drive has been doing, or where it's been, or what it's up to, but there have been times in the past that I do this, and let this do its magic, that the drive will come back to life. It may be the head's a little squirrely, it may, who knows. Now, right at this moment, it does seem pretty consistent that that wants no part of this. As it's very constant, but the head banging sounds good. See, what it should do, if it suddenly decides it's okay, is the light should just start flashing and the head banging should stop. But it is not happening. I have done this in the past where I have set this in motion and left it, just left it, for, you know, hundreds of gyrations. So back to our command, and once again, there are many ways that different people describe formatting a disk. There's formatting, there's newing, there's initializing. In the basic form, we use the header command. Header? Yeah, I think so. Header? Anyway, initialize in the Commodore world does not mean format. It just means it forces the drive to go out and bang its head and look for the information and look for the directory, and sometimes that's beneficial. I'm going to press stop. Because this is not doing anything worthwhile. At least not on that disk. Now, I'm sure that when I put this disk in, it will also do, this is a blank disk, this will do nothing except make loud noises. I'm going to open the door for a second, take the disk out, put the disk in, just reseat it, see what's funny. I noticed doesn't seem to make a damn bit of difference. So obviously, if we were running the performance test, it would fail. I'm going to press break. I'm going to put another command in here. Open 15, comma 8, comma 15, comma, quote, N0, quote, dead, comma, DD, quote, comma, close 15. Anyway, what this does, open 15, comma 8, comma 15, opens a channel to the drive. Now I am going to new the disk. That means that if there is anything on this disk, it will be gone. And I put an N0 because this is drive 0, although on a single drive, it could only be 0, couldn't it? So that's what it is. Then I have to put in up to, I think it's 16 characters, maybe it's 15. I just put in dead, and I put comma DD, because you have to put in a disk ID of 2 characters. And then I put another quote, and a colon, and then close 15. So right now, this is going to do nothing good. I'm going to run it, it's going to try and format it, it's going to fail, and then it's going to just go into this endless loop. Oh well, gotta try. So now it is trying to format the disk. And chances are, yeah, it's already failed, because now it's just into the trying to initialize and getting nowhere. So my gut tells me the first thing I should do is stop this. I could let it sort of keep smashing away, but I don't think so. I don't. I think what I should do, and I think I should do it in the next video, is I think I should open up the drive and get a Q-tip and get some alcohol, clean the head. Step number 1. There are many things that can happen with a disk drive, but a dirty head will certainly keep things from working at all. Although this, here's the other thing. A lot of times you turn on 1541, it just spins and the light's on. That could be all kinds of things. Could be almost anything. Major chip, minor chip, supporting chip, little anything. Anyway, but this drive seems to want to work. Now, another thing I can do while I'm here, just for fun, before I move on, first of all, I'll move this. Oh. Carefully. Set it aside. Now, on the back of this drive, I told you, there are some switches. So I'm going to flip one of them. And I suspect when I type in run, oh, well, that didn't do anything. I wonder, well, this is going to fail. I wonder if I have to turn it off. Device not prayer. Okay. So now it is a different device. So, what device is it? It's a 9. Alright, so now I'm going to flip another switch. And maybe that will make it, does that make it an 8 again? No. Does that make it a 10? No. Does that make it an 11? Probably. Oh, wait a second. Turn the drive off. Give it a chance. No, it is not 11. I suspect 10. No. Maybe I just switched it back and it's an 8. It's an 8. Okay. Turn the drive off. I'll flip both switches up. And turn it back on. Now this, I suspect, will be 11. No. 10. No. I did turn it on, right? It's 9. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Well, maybe that's what it is, up or down. Alright, I'm going to try 1 up, 1 down. Is it 9? It is. That's weird. Maybe, when we look inside, maybe one of the switches is for 8 and 9 and the other switch is for something else. That's weird. You know what I'm going to do once again, just a second. I'm just going to turn it off and on. Still 9. Alright. I'm going to flip those switches to different up and down positions. Turn the drive back on. See what we find. Okay, it's not 9 anymore. It's 8. It's 8. Interesting. And somewhat perplexing. But I will get to the bottom of this. Well, thanks for coming, and we'll see you again soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep your stick on the ice, and we'll see what we find. And it's funny, here on the top of this drive is a mysterious little rubber foot. And I don't know why it's there, I don't know what it's from. Oh my, but it is really stuck. So I guess we'll just leave it there. Alright. Thanks for coming. Bye for now. Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm looking at a 1541 disk drive. I looked at it previously in the episode before this, and it seems to be okay, but it will not read, it will not format, and I've checked out the switches on the back, and they seem to switch between device 8 and device 9, and that's what they do. I suspect there's more to it inside, and I suspect we're going to find out, because we're going in, we're going deep, and we'll probably clean the head. Here we go. Okay. So, we don't need that, and we don't need that at the moment. We need a little space. We do. So, I will set that aside and turn this off, and in the same fluid motion I will grab the alcohol and the Q-tips, because my gut tells me we may have a dirty head. So, just giving it a little sniff. Smells like it might have been in the hands of a smoker, which could also be another reason the head could be dirty. Perhaps. Alright. So we'll see. Oh, there's a screw. There's not a screw. There's a screw. There are 4 screws in the typical 1541. Typically they are Phillips of a medium size. And there may be more things that need to be removed. There may be a shield. But we'll see in a moment what lurks within this 1541. Now also, the top case, oh yeah, oh, okay, this is different. Wow. So yes, one of the switches is definitely to do with the device number, and the other is different. Device number 1 is the one with the yellow and the red, and the black and the white, which of course, blue and white, which of course go to looks like orange and green, or something. Maybe that means the drive won't write. I never would have guessed that. Anyway, well, we're here. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we should have been flipping that switch and trying to see if the drive would work with that switch in a different position. But now that we're here, I've never seen that modification, by the way. But it must be something. But now that we're here, this bottle is not full, but it's not bad, so I'll make sure I get a good blast of alcohol in there, and I will put the lid back on, because I don't want to smell the stuff, and I don't want to spill it. And then, it's not, oh, you know what, the head down here, it's supposed to basically be white with a line through it, and I see on here, it does look like there's more stuff there than it should be, so I'm carefully moving this back and forth, oh my, and twirling it a bit, And you know what? It is rare, very rare, that I ever do a head on a 1541 and come out with sludge such as that. I have never seen that before. Now this is looking a bit better, but as this does seem to be extremely dirty, I'm going to do something I don't normally do or have to do. I'm going for another Q-tip, because while I see this here, and it is looking some better, I think there is more to do. And this could be, of course, from, well, there's a little more coming off, from the smoking of cigarettes. People sometimes laugh, why did you sniff that? Well, oh, no. See, this modification, I can unplug the one thing, kind of, sort of, but not really. But I really got to be careful I don't rip the switches, or rip the stuff off the circuit board. So I'm going to give that another twirl, and a back and forth, and I'm going to look at it. There's still more. Well, that is something. No. Okay, fall over nicely. I do not remember ever in the past using a second Q-tip on a head. But this looked awful, and really, if the stuff is still coming off, even after all that, there might be more. So I'm going in a circular fashion, and then also I'm rotating round and round, and little by little, it is looking much more like it should, which is almost like a, well, it's not like a religious cross, it's like a line across a white thing, and not, sorry, the other line is like halfway, so I don't know what to call it exactly. Anyway, here, I get it on? Yes, I did. Here's the fourth. Now, I didn't notice any dirt coming off the second, sorry, the third end. So I'm just hoping that this is going to tidy it up and that we're okay. Let's go back to the rolling motion, and in the end, I'll just go across, a little up and down, a little rolling, and that looks pretty okay. And I don't see any more sludge. Ooh, but that, I think I got a little cut on my finger, and boy, the alcohol doesn't feel good in there. I wonder how I got the little cut. Ow. Anyway, yeah, this is, I have never seen such filth. I will put those up there. I will get rid of those. And I should let that dry a little. Now, what does this switch do? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's also some tape here. Maybe this, oh, it's masking tape. Maybe it's just to make sure that nothing that touches something shouldn't touch something. I don't know. Anyway, the head has been cleansed. So, I hope things are fine. I suspect You know what I suspect? I suspect that I could do something miraculous here. I could yank. Oh. Put that back there. Don't lose the screws. I could move this motor. And grab these cords. One cord, two cords. Shuffle this over here without knocking anything down. Yes, we're still on the air. And I could put these in. I could very carefully put the screws and the screwdriver just over here by the monitor. I could turn it on. It still does the same thing, which of course is not surprising. Alright, so I think this should work. Just set this up here. I'm going to reach for the Commodore 64. Connect the disk drive cable. What is that? Oh, that's a different monitor cable. Sorry. That is not what I'm wanting. 8 pins is video. 6 pins is serial. Oh god. It's all wrapped up. Oh, cables. Oh my god, it's funny how they can get so pestered in such a hurry. Cables. Alright, video. Going in. The monitor is off. This will all give the head a good time to dry off. So now, let me turn on the Commodore 64 and take the test demo disc and try and load a directory. Isn't that something? Well, here's the other thing. What is this switch for? Alright, I flipped the switch. Is this the device number? No, it is not. Interesting. I see no residue on the disk from the alcohol. So I'm going to do the same thing again here. I'm going to ask it to initialize, and it won't do it. It will try. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I'm going to put a line number in front of that. Go to 10. A list. And I'm going to set it. Maybe I should not do that with this disk, because this disk might have been squirrelified by the attempted formatting. So I will put the 1541 test demo disk in, and I will run Alright, so that is not happening. So I'm going to take the switch that is closest to this end, which I believe is the device number switch. I'm going to flip it, turn the drive back on, and watch it say device not present. Okay, so I know that we are, I know that that thing is. Now I don't know if I have to. Yeah, no, you really got to reset the drive. Okay, so I have reset the drive, and now it will be device 8, and it will go and do its thing. And do nothing. So this switch here, what is it? I'm switching it into the downward position. And I will once again run. And it is making no change. So I am going to do, oh, yeah, that was good. I was going to put a line number in there. 1, print, which you can do with a question mark, quote. And clear the screen in 1. And maybe also I will pose 53280, comma, not here, but comma 0. And I will poke 53281, comma 0. And I will also print. I think I'm changing the cursor color to white. Right. So in this line, I am printing, clearing the screen, changing the color of the background and the foreground and the letters. And then in 5, I'm going to put x equals x plus 1. I can tell to print, quote, and not clear home, but just go to the top of the screen, semicolon, x. Now, of course, in 20, it says go to 10, so I've got to change that to go to 5. So what this now modified thing should do is to clear the screen, change the border, change the background, change the cursor, and all this is really going to do is give me a count of how many times that this drive is tortured. And that's what we're going to do. Because what may happen, but I don't believe it, it may come around. But certainly, if I come back to this and this number is just, you know, counting away, it means that it has come around and it's working. Do I think that's really going to happen? No, I don't. But stranger things have happened. I don't know, as I say, what that second switch does. I don't know. And certainly, like the device number I know is the top switch. I'll flip this now, just to see if it makes any difference. But it doesn't. But it's something. But I don't know what. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Ow, my finger. How did I get this cut? Anyway, well, this is going to keep working. I don't need the monitor on for that. I don't necessarily need the... Oh, now this one is needing some batteries. It's getting weak. So, I've done good things with the head. now I'm just going to let this torture away and see. What I really think it's going to end up being is I'm going to have to connect this board and power supply to another drive that I know works, and then see what's what, and then I should be able to isolate it a little bit. But, you know, I just had a thought, as I do from time to time. Okay, it's done that 45 times. I'm going to take this diskette. I'm going to set it here, and with great care. I've told many people to try this a time or two. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take the top off and set it carefully. Carefully beside. And then I'll just have a look in here. Alright, so I don't know why the 6522 chips and other things are marked. Well, most of them are marked with pink. And this case top is not making this any easier. Basically, I gotta get in between all these things and find the sweet spot. There we go. Where I can get this chip. Oh dear, I bent a pin, I bent a pin. Oh no. But don't worry, I can rescue it. Anyway, many times I've said to people with disk drives, first of all, don't bend pins. They might not bend back nicely, but I bent a pin. Okay. I think it will be okay. Let's see. So there is a 6522 chip, and here is a 6522 chip. Anyway, what I told people many times online is, you know what? Just if you don't have another drive handy with chips that you can swap, switch the positioning of the two 6526 chips. But they're the same. Sorry, 6522 chips. They're the same thing. And if you notice anything, boy, it's really not wanting to come out. If you notice anything change immediately, then it's very likely that one of them, it just does not want to come. It's out. It's just not coming out. Oh. This is where you must use patience and not get frustrated. Aha. Okay, so I'll take this one out and I will look at it. And the pins all look okay. So now, once again, with great care, I will line up the pins with the holes. Oh. Alright, we're in. And I will watch the pin that I bent very carefully to ensure that it actually goes in and doesn't bend up under the chip, which can happen. And it doesn't help anything when that happens, let me tell you. Okay, so we have switched the 6522 chips. Now I'll turn this on, and I'll put this disc back in. And my gut tells me, certainly nothing changed when I did that, my gut tells me nothing is going to change. I'm just also looking at all these things here to make sure that they look like they're actually on the right places, and they do seem to be. Aha, and in looking more carefully, that those wires that I see, I would bet that that is a way to turn off and turn on the detector of the write protect, I would bet. Alright, so we've swapped the chips. Let's run. And that seems to have done nothing. Anyway, I'm going to leave this to be tortured for a bit. And I'll see if it comes around as things warm up. And we will continue. So, one switch, device number. The other switch to disable or enable the write protect circuitry. Which is handy. It's actually years ago. Let me stop this. Somebody from somewhere suggested that TPUG should disable the write protect thing on the disk drives so that we could send out disks that were still not notched at all. And then, of course, nobody could say that we put anything evil on the disks because, of course, Anyway, it was just, you know, it was silly. I mean, if I have a TPUG disk and I'm going to put a copy of something on it, it doesn't matter. I can notch it. I can, you know, it was just, you know, some people just, yeah, come up with interesting solutions when there's really no problem. There's nothing. It's not going to make any difference. People are going to do what they're going to do. All right. So, we'll leave this to torture. We'll see what we find later. Thanks for coming. Bye for now. Hello. Thanks for dropping in. So, I have been torturing this disk drive. And we're now up to 1,500, now wait for it, 12 times that it has tried to initialize or, you know, read a disk. And it's not doing well. So I'm going to stop that. Oh, I am. These modifications make me worried about how I can do what I would normally do to try and test this. You see, there's a thing that I have done before, and what it basically means is I take another disk drive, I put it next to this one, and I connect the drive from the other disk drive to this and see what happens. Yes. But I'm not sure with these extra wires if I can do that very well. Anyway. Interesting. So out of the 7 major chips on the 1541, 4 of them are socketed. Well, I suppose another thing to try. Look, test unit. Ha 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 ha. Is I need to turn this off and unplug it, and then with exceptional care get it out of the way. Except before I get it out of the way, maybe I need to slip that back down here again. There's the magic chip removing thing. Perhaps before I move it. It is off, yeah. That doesn't need to be on. Perhaps I will take the chips out. That I can. Because you never know. I mean, the other thing, there are times when the read-write head just goes bad. And when that happens, it's just bad. So, if you remember, I did swap the location of the 6522 chips. I did nothing to the 6502. So, it is a tight squeeze. But these, now that I've taken them out, should come out easier. The 6502 has not been a part of this operation. I'm still wondering, I've never seen chips with these pink dots. But, you know, maybe somebody was doing some testing, or some swapping, or something. Who knows? Alright. And the 6502 has a yellow dot. And what does that mean? I don't know. Alright. So, I know, you're sitting there saying use a chip puller. And I know the chip pullers are a beautiful thing some of the time. I've just always had much better luck with little screwdrivers and my fingers to just get stuff just so. Alright, so that, now there is another little chip that's socketed, but it isn't socketed in this other one, so there's really nothing else I can do at this second. Did I get all the cabling out? Yes, I did. Okay, so this drive can go and sit over here. And the test drive, which is all socketed, can come up here. Now, I've not used this for a while. So first, I will turn it on. I will turn on the monitor. Oh, the computer is on. Okay. And I'm not going to do anything crazy. But you see the difference here, this one here, it's like it flashes It's fine. It's just dandy. Actually, I guess I can even leave that in there. So, you can turn the disk drive off. Grab some glasses, and of course, what do I do? Just one thing at a time. Now, do I think the 6502 could do this? No. I don't. But you never know, you know. So I'm going to go for the little chip in the back here. With great care. Great care. They are difficult to get out in some configurations here. Okay, come on. Okay, so this is a 901-2295. And over here, I should have a 901-2295 dash 01 dash 05. So now, do I really think that this is going to make any difference at all? I do not. But wouldn't it be terrible if it did, and I didn't try this? So I will type in run. Alright. It is still reading quite successfully. Excellent. Alright, we'll turn that off. Now, here is the 6502. Do I believe that the 6502 could cause this sort of failure that we are experiencing? I do not. But wouldn't it be horrible if it was and I didn't check it? And then I spent a whole lot more time diddling around. So here is 6502 from the original 1541. And as often happens, the pins at the very back sometimes get a little bit of an angle to them. So you just give them a little tweak. And we're okay. So checking the witness mark. And looking with great care to make sure that it's all lined up. We pop it in. And we turn it on. And I will type in run. And it's fine. Just fine. Alright, so now 6522 chips. Once again, slow and methodical. Alright, 6522 chip into the socket, or into the one. We only do, oh, come on, something doesn't feel right there. There we go, we're in. Turn the drive on. We'll type run. And it's just dandy. But wouldn't I feel foolish if it was one of these chips? Now, do I really believe that this 6526 chip is going to make any difference in terms of the kind of failure that we are experiencing? No. No, I do not. But, wouldn't it be terrible if it did? Alright. 6526 chip out. Checking the pins. This is the one I bent a little. A little tweak. We have the witness mark. Okay. We're lined up. I think. We're in. We're on. We run. And it works just fine. Just dandy. Okay, well that's as expected. I'm just trying to ponder what else is going to be helpful. Or how I can see these extra wires, they bother me. Not that it's not a bad thing that they're there. I just gotta figure out how to do what I want to do with these extra wires. Because you see, yeah, it makes it more difficult. Not impossible. Just more difficult. And I see here, what is this? Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, those are the two wires that would have been replaced when they did the switcheroonie. Anyway, now maybe one thing I can do is pop the switches out of the case so that then I'm not encumbered by the case. I do not wish to drop that. So will that then go through? Oh, maybe it's an all for one, one for all. Gotta do them both. Okay, I do not want to drop that. Is that going to push through? Well, after I did that, I'm surprised somewhat that the switches do not want to cut. I mean, I'm not surprised. Oh boy, they tight. Oh, okay. One is moving. Yeah, they were done with great, with great precision, because they really are snug. And if I can't get them both out, it really doesn't matter, because I'm still going to be stuck. Oh, there we go. Alright then. And now, because I really don't want to lose these little fasteners that would help keep them in, put them back on. Okay. Perhaps I'll even replace the masking tape, which I presume is making sure that there's no short circuits here. Alright, well this is still chugging away, so it might as well just chug away. So I gotta figure out. So, is the trouble on the board? Is the trouble with the drive? What do you think? Excellent question. Well, I'm going to bet it's the drive mechanism. Oh, the screwdriver does not fit very well. That's funny. Oh, it really doesn't. And those screws is tight. Let's have a look here. Oh, that's my Torx bit. Alright. And another screwdriver. Does this one fit better? I'm not sure if it does or not, but it did get it moving. There are many screws. Oh my golly. Well, perhaps one thing I will do at this moment, at this juncture, is I'll turn the 64 off. I'm going to pull out the cables and get it away from here. Hello. Put this down. Okay. Alright. Because it's funny, these screws should not be this difficult, but of course, with the thing sitting on top of a 64, I really can't reef on them like I would like. I cannot. Alright. And that tape is... Ooh. I would venture to say that these screws have not been removed for a very long time. There's got to be more. Oh, there's one. And whoa. And now there's gonna be. There's also this side piece over here. All right. Guard the switches. And I do not want to drop the screws onto the bottom of the drive. I don't want to do this. Alright. We're getting... I dropped it. Alright, hang on. Delicate operation. Rescue the screw. Don't drop the board. Okay. Just a moment, Andrew, I am recording. I have just noticed something. This connector is not in the right spot. See, most of the Commodore connectors. Oh, I don't believe this. I don't believe it. And I looked, but you know what? Because it had the extra switches, I couldn't get it as good a look. Okay. I'm not sure what the P4 connector is. But it was not on as it should have been. Oh, you know what? No. It's okay. P4 connector runs the LED out the front. Okay. Okay, good. I would hate to think that I was doing all this only to find out that the connector is in the wrong place. We're okay. Okay, so now pull off the power and disconnect all the connectors from where they plug into the board. And they only go in one way typically. They all face the same way. Alright. Oh, that's going to be a pain. This will be a pain until the end of time, this thing. Alright, so I need to think about this, because what I want to do is continue to take the whole drive mechanism out and then plug it in over there and see what's what. And I think I can still do that okay. I've just got to make sure. I mean, once again, with these wires, I've just got to make sure that this is here but not here and not getting messed up. I need to think about this. Oh, I forgot that we were on the air. Heavens. You know what? Sometimes it's a good time to walk away and come back after I've had a chance to think and ponder. And this is one of those moments. So, thanks for coming. Bye for now. Oh, hello. Didn't see you come in there. I'm still pondering this disk drive thing and how I can get this set up so that I can test this. See, as you may remember, there were some switches installed. And now, yeah. this is complicating everything. See, I have done this before, not just with disk drives, but other things, where you set something up beside them, and you do the switches, not the switches, you do the connectors, and you know. But this circuit board, it pesters me. Oh. It does tremendously. Alright, so if I put the circuit board there, will everything reach? I don't know. Alright, it doesn't really matter if I have the power one. It does not. What I really need is the read-write head. And I got that. So, just to catch you up in case you're not watching. I got a disk drive. It's got some switches on it. They're a pain. One of them turns off the write protect switch. One of them changes the device between 8 and 9. But it won't read a disk for anything. So I'm just trying to test the actual drive mechanism on a disk drive that I know works. This one works. Actually, at the moment, this disk drive has four of, whoa, don't fall down, don't fall down, don't fall down, 4 of the chips off the circuit board from the disk drive that won't work. It does, okay. Alright, so now the way you make sure you got these right is there's a little lip on the side of the connectors. And the lip goes in. Also, the kind of, let me just get this in here. The connectors have little kind of windows on the front where you can see the connector. And they are also pointing in. So I think at this moment that I have everything connected so that this drive here will now control this drive, just the mechanism here. That's what I think. So if I turn this on, oh, well, it didn't spin. Alright, what have I done? 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 Alright, I have, something is not right here. Let me look. Also, let me see here. I'm flip this funky ass switch here. That makes no difference. I can flip this funky ass switch here. Nope. That makes no difference. Right, what have I forgotten? I'm going to just ever so gently. What have I neglected to do? Is it something to do? Well, I don't. What is going on here? I have done this before. Alright, I'm going to take that connector off and put this connector back on. Oh, do I have it on right? That is the question. Do I have it on right? Let's turn this on. Oh, what is going on? Let's bring this back. It's the right way. And it does look like it goes to the motor. Ha! Sassy baka. Okay. It's funny how to get at the right angle, or the wrong angle, with this weird thing sitting here, and things happen, or they don't. Alright, so, always double check your connectors. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh no. My documentation has come off. See there. Okay. So, we will definitely need the monitor and the disk drive and power. Alright, so monitor on, disk drive on, power on, disk drive responding as per it should. So, and the test demo disk is here. So, I'm loading the directory. Have I got it? Yes, I do. My gut tells me this is not going to work. I will press it, it will go chatter, and say screw you. I cleaned the head. I really think the drive mechanism itself, the head, is probably toast. I can clean it some more, but I just don't think it's going to make any difference. So, let's see what happens. Well, it fought some, which is more than it did before. I'm going to try and initialize this, see if a good head banging will help it. No. Alrighty. So far, I have been using discs that I am familiar with. The results have not gone well. I'm going to just try this disc here. This is the music disc I found amongst the funny discs. You know, it's doing more fighting. It's trying, which is more than what it did. Ooh, I thought it had it. It's fighting. It wants to live. But it is not happening. Great care. I'm going to take this disc out. Now, as I look at both of these, see, the head itself is supposed to be like a line. Maybe it just needs more. Now, there also could be an alignment issue. But here's what I'm going to do. And then I will leave these to sit. Normally I would do that up, I'm not going to. I'm going at the drive here, which I know works. And I'm going to twist and turn on the head so I can get a look. Like, I know this one works. And I know it has been working, but of course, cleaning the head. I mean, you don't want to do it too often, but I just want to get a look. And I don't really see tons of residue like I did on the other one. But one thing that does look a little different, a little bit, and it's hard to see. Maybe there's still more dirt to be dealt with on this one. Maybe. So I'm going to go for the head. Not so easy to get at it in this sideways, twisted up, dick around configuration. But I still think I see more stuff on it. Now, I don't know, it's just hard to describe. It just doesn't look. Mind you, these heads are these are two different drive mechanisms. So it may be the head looks a little different. Maybe. But it looks pretty clean there. And I don't see tons of residue like I did before. I don't. They do look a little different, but remember, this is a Neutronics. Neutronics? Yeah, Neutronics. And this is the other. Suddenly the name escapes me. Alcohol is always a good thing to clean up some other things. It is. That's filth. There we go. Let's get some dust out. There's some dirt. Now that's not off the head, that's just off the plastic. Good stuff. Alright, so my gut tells me that something else is screwed on this drive. And if the read-write head is bad, it's bad. It is. Anyway, I've done all I can do for this moment. I think what I'm going to do is turn everything off, let it rest overnight, and then have at it again tomorrow, making sure that Penny doesn't come up here and try and jump around any. Alright, so if anybody has any suggestions, please help me. Alright, well, that's it for today. Thanks so much for coming. Always an adventure here. Until we meet again. Bye for now. Hello. Thanks for dropping in. I have let all of this sit peacefully and quietly for a good many hours. So let's see if anything has changed. I did notice, like, a lot of the time when I was tinkering on this drive, it really wasn't giving any indication that it was really trying to read. And it may be that some of the other times, near the end of our time together last time, it was maybe making a better attempt and not just giving up, but we'll see. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we are on the air. I don't want to hurt our chips here. We're on the air. In a moment, there'll be a great flash of light. Ooh, bitchin'. Alright. Oh. Let's see. Alright, we're coming to life here. So, the last thing I did before leaving this all to rest was clean the head. Again, it was filthy. And as I said, I did notice it did seem to maybe be thinking about trying to do something before. Let's see if anything has changed here. Well, not really. So we'll try again. We'll open 15, 8, 15, quote, 0, quote, colon, close 15. Well, it's not doing it, but it is struggling. Well, that's interesting. That is not the screwdriver that I seek. It is not. It is not. I do try not to have my space get loaded up with stuff, but it's hard at times. Now, I'm going to try something here, and I know you can't see it, but I believe the screwdriver will fit it, maybe. I think what I've just done is turned the speed adjustment. And if anything, that turn that I just did, which was about a quarter turn, made it worse. I'm going to go back to about where it was. See, it's struggling. It's struggling. When I turned it down, it didn't work. But it's thinking. So, what it is on this drive, there's a tiny little blue thing with a yellow thing in the middle. And I turned it clockwise about a quarter of a turn. I'm now going to turn it counterclockwise about a quarter of a turn. And if anything, I would say that that also did not really help. But it was trying. So I'm going to back it off a bit. See, it's struggling. I don't recommend tweaking these very often. But I think I'll go back just a little wee bit. It's thinking, but it's not happening. I I'm thinking that probably where it was. And each time I'm doing this now, I'm just giving it the tiniest little tweak. So it's struggling. When the light flickers like that, it's having something is happening. So it just can't quite. Well, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to take this disc out. This is the music disc I found amongst the bunch of discs that I've got, and I'm going to just put in a test demo disc again. Nope. It's not happening. And discs are falling. So, yeah. I'm just looking around here. Now, oh, yeah. I was trying to find the circuit board that goes with this. Of course, it's right there. A 1541 consists of, essentially, three things that make a difference. Power supply, circuit board, drive mechanism. That's pretty much it. Now, I'm not sure. I'm sure you couldn't hear that, but when I was tweaking that, I pretty much got it back where it was. I think I could actually hear the drive speeding up and slowing down. You know, we don't have to listen to that. The sound of silence. Anyway, so there's the circuit board and the drive mechanism and the power supply. That's what there is. And if you can isolate it, you at least know what you're working with or working not with. And on this drive, I'm pretty sure it's the drive mechanism. I think. The extra switches and wires, they complicate things. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off. I am going to pull out all of this here. Someone trying to call me? No. All right. Now, with great care, I shall unplug these things. Oh, yeah. No, not. The head is still attached. Okay. So now, which drive is that? Alrighty, so we have things to reconnect here. What I will try for a moment, and I will make sure I get them all on properly. So just make sure. I don't know why I unplugged all those things, because I just need to plug them back in. I will make sure that I have done no harm. In other words, this is the original drive, and it has its thing, and it's working just fine. And it's happy, and it loaded the directory. Oops. It did. So, I have not damaged anything as of yet. So this drive has 4 chips from the other drive inside of it. Just before I move on any further, in case there is something wonky going on, I'm just going to run the performance test. And I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure. Well, as sure as I can be. So after this, I am thinking, I have to figure out how to do this and configure this. I'm thinking I want to reverse this process and have this disk drive mechanism attached to that. Let's see what's what. And I'm sure, as I can be at this time, that it will work. I think. Anyway, yeah. Onward we go. I never thought that such a drive would cause me to spend so much time tinkering. Anyway, this is so far working. It's passed the mechanical test. It's writing the file. It is. And then, see, it's this next thing. I'll have to put the circuit board back on, but I won't use all the screws. And then I'll have to swap things. Let's see what's what. It's funny, or it's not that I don't want to give up on this, but it's like it's right there. It's so close. But you know, I mean, there could be an alignment thing, but you'd think after that head banging, it might sort itself. And because it kind of gives an indication that it wants to read, it's like there must be something I am missing. And you know, it's been an awfully long time since I have tried to align these things, so much so that I'm not even, I really don't remember even where the adjustment is. Okay, so that has worked, that is fine, that is dandy. I knew it would be, but better to give it a test. Let's see what's what. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to get this test disk drive right out of the way. I will set it down here. Ooh. On top of another disk drive. Alright, now I gotta be careful because of this circuit board situation. Oh. Alright. There is the board. Oh. It's missing a whole whack of chips. Of course it is. Alright, hang on. Alright. Alright, wires. I must be careful. I'm certainly not going to put any power to this until I secure it a little bit. So I'm going to put a screw in the front corner and a screw in, I think, the back middle. If I do, I can't see. Okay, it's going in. Okay. So, we are somewhat secure. Oh dear. That is not, I forgot about the head wire. That's got to get back over here. Well, maybe it doesn't have to, but I want it to. Come on. Who would have thought? That having these switches and extra wires would cause such turmoil. Oh, come on. Maybe a Sharpie to get this right back. Where I can get my finger on it. Oh, come on. Oh, I should have been paying more attention. Come on, Sharpie. Okay. Alright, so there is the head plug. Here is the one that has the disabling switch on it. Hello, hello. Alright, that's one. Now this one, and then the one for the LED. Okay. So, we're going to do something. I'm going to just get this into a good position to see. These are the chips that came out of the test disk drive. And they're going to go in to this one. Two 6522 chips. One 6502 each one. With great care. Firm, yet gentle pressure. So when yes, power. We will need power onto the main board. So when we turn this on, okay, come on. When we turn this on, it should come up and spin. And it does. Life is good. But of course, will this work? No, it will not. Oh. Well, you know what? As I have the performance test in there, maybe I'll just run it. So it can fail. Here it is failing performance test. Continue. No. Not at all. So we're gonna just try the open 15 comma quote. I0 close 15. Oops, file open here. Of course there is. Nope. It's funny, you know. It didn't bang the head. Oh. Hold on here. Stop, stop, stop. Oh, man. What is going on here? What debauchery? Oh, man. I am not having the best time in attaching things this time around. I put the wrong connector in the wrong spot. Alright. Let's see what happens now. Nope. Nope. Let's see here. This is still the test disk, so we will run. And it's still failing. We will not continue with that. Alright. So let me once again have a really close look at the connectors here. There's the switches. Alright. I need to get things into position to attempt this next operation. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for coming. Bye for now. But we'll be back soon. Back. Soon. Bye. Hello. We're back. Alright. I'm going to turn this off. So you remember, of course, as I said, 3 parts. Main parts to a 1541. Power supply in the bottom, circuit board, drive mechanism. And this one seems to have something wonky with the drive mechanism. But how do we prove that? Well, we get our test drive here. We put it on its side. Why is this not sitting nice? What's going on here? Okay, no fall down. Alright, now I'll pull off all the connectors. And avoid the extra wires. And now, if all goes as planned, I should be able to unplug all the wires from this drive, just like I did before with the other. And except these ones, I think I have to do them all together. They're sort of more, they're sort of more bundled together. Ooh, and they may not reach. Alright. We will not be beaten. I have done this before. I just have to remember that is turned off. What I did before. Time to unplug. Time to put this on its end. Oh my. These things are both relatively unstable. Perhaps. Jesus. That's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. I don't want things to flip around. Alright. Or fall over. Okay. Now. Alright, so this, I need to be careful to get these all in the right configuration. And on the right connector, imagine that. let me get, now, as I look at this, what I've just done, I believe I grabbed the wrong one. I have. Okay. Gotta slide this a bit. Alright. So, are all the wires from this disk drive on this circuit board? I gotta check that again. Yep. That's okay. And the answer is, well, except for the LED. We are there. Alright. Now, is that the right? Yes, that is the cable to connect to the drive. It is. Oh, what a mess. And this is the power cable. Entwined ever so gently. Come on. Alright. So the power switch is off. So, if this goes as planned, I now have this circuit board with the chips that came out of this drive connected to this mechanism, and it should come on. And it did. Alright. And as we have the performance test already there, let's try and run it. So the ultimate thing, I mean, what we're really doing here is we've eliminated the drive mechanism. We've got this other one that we know works. Let's see what happens. And so far, it is sounding promising. It is. But I am still perplexed by that drive. I don't have just a drive mechanism handy here. Perhaps I need to look online about things about alignment. But if all else fails, this circuit board, with the chips back in there, is probably okay with its funny switches, which means if I were to put another drive mechanism that I know works into this drive, it would probably work. It would. I believe. So it all comes down to, in troubleshooting, isolating things. Of course, in the big picture, we're isolating between three things. Okay, we passed so far. Power supply, circuit board, drive mechanism. Once you move on from there, then it comes down to chips and other components. Or, in the case of this drive, maybe it's alignment. Maybe. Oh, but it's been so long. I really don't remember. But perhaps there's a good video on YouTube about aligning. Perhaps. But certainly, the head on that drive was the filthiest I have ever seen. I don't remember ever cleaning the head on a drive and getting visible, awful, gross residue. Because mostly the residue is basically microscopic. unseeable. But not this time. And I've now cleaned it, well, twice, but, you know. The perplexing thing, though, is that now the drive is, it's trying. It's trying to read. I can sense it wants to, but something is holding it back. Alright, so we have passed the performance test in this strange configuration of things. Now, let's see. I'm going to turn this off for a second. I've lost track of where the funny switches have gone. Oh, there's the funny switches. Alright, so this one should switch the device number. If I type in run, it's going to come up and say device not present. That's alright. So I will switch it back. And this is the one. And still I'm not sure. I don't think I have a disk that I want to try this with, so I won't. But now, if I were to type run, after switching the switch and turning the drive on and off, it will go run the performance test again. Da, 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 da. So, alright, I'm perplexed about this drive, because usually if the head is ruined, it won't give any indication that it's got a chance. But this one does give a little indication. I remember I tweaked the speed, and it did, well, where it was set was the best spot in terms of it trying. So indeed, I think I will go onto YouTube, imagine YouTube, and look things up, and see what I can see and see what I can find about alignment of the Mitsumi Electric Company Neutronics Company Limited. I will see if there is something that I can do to tweak the alignment. Well, I'm sure there is. I know there's an adjustment somewhere. I just don't remember. I just don't. And am I going to have any success with it? I don't know. I just don't know. But I will try. Anyway, this will continue to do its thing. And I will ponder. I suppose one thing I might do is maybe I will, once this finished doing its thing again, maybe I will leave it to torture to see if I can get anything else to fail on here. But I don't think anything will fail. I think it will be quite happy to sit there and carry on. I think. I do believe it shall. Oh dear. Okay, it has passed. So I think what I'm going to do is type in new, and then I'm going to do the old familiar. Oh, you know what? No. I have something better here. Well, that's a good way to really give the board and everything over there a workout. program called Check Disk. It will go, and look, here is a blank disk. Check Disk will go and check every block. And it will take a long time to do it. But we're not going to watch that. I'm going to move this cord and get everything nice and clear here. And we will soon be off the air. And we really don't need to see this. Because, well, we don't. So soon, this should start making more noises as the air we go. As it gets to some of the tracking sectors where it has to do more things. So it is basically checking the disk. And this will effectively torture this entire everything for the next, maybe more than an hour. And while it's doing that, I will ponder my next move. And perhaps I will refer to YouTube to see about tweaking alignment on this drive unit. Some people might ask if it makes any difference. If I have this, see, this mechanism is different than that, makes no difference. I know on the 4040s and 8050s and things, for the different types of drive, there were ROM changes, but not these. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. We will get to the bottom of this. And if this drive mechanism is toast, well, parts are good in terms of the actual drive mechanism. There are things on there that can be used to revive other things, like the turn down door. And I'm sure other things as well. Parts are good, parts are good. But I hate giving up on anything. Anyway, thanks so much for coming. Always a pleasure. Until we meet again, keep your stick on the ice. Bye for now. Hello. Thanks so much for dropping in. This drive is continuing to be tortured. And remember, this is the drive mechanism from the test drive connected to the circuit board and the power supply of the drive that has given me grief. I have since watched online a video of a fellow who I thought I was kind of stumbly, but this guy is more stumbly. And he's got better test equipment and all sorts of things, and he did all kinds of things, and then decided that pretty much he couldn't do what he wanted to do without some test disk. And he got down to where he had to loosen off this one thing and adjust it, which I think he did with a spark plug gapping thing. Anyway, I'm going to look and see what I can see. I think what I need to do is to stop this thing running and take off the circuit board and take a peek at this, what he was looking at, and see what I can do with it. I think that's what I need to do. But I will see. So let us explore. Alright. Now, I could let this continue to run. But I'm not going to. And, oops. Well, I guess that doesn't really need to be on. I'm just going to tweak that a bit. Well, it seems there is some sort of file open on the drive. So be it. It is no longer open. I suspect this disk will need to be reformatted. That's alright, I do that all the time. It's my test disk. Alright. So, need to sort out what's what here. The power, why is that not going off? Oh, it's over here. Power off. Disconnect. Serial cable. Disconnect the power cable. And disconnect all of these connectors from the drive next door. And while we're here, let's make sure we got all the cables separated. What is this? Oh, that is necessary on this drive. Alright, I'm going to hook everything back up here. 1. 2. Buckle my shoe. Nope. Gotta get everything adjusted. So I am missing something here. No, I'm not. I'm missing this. So now this drive is completely, well, it's not back to as it was because I have stolen chips out of it. Now, let's see what we have here. This is the drive in question, and with the circuit board in here, I cannot get to what I would like to get to. It's funny, this fellow I watched online, he was essentially using initially a piece of tin foil folded over. Alright, so now the circuit board with great care can come off. And what this fellow was tweaking on the drive was the stopper. That seemed to be the thing that he thought would assist in alignment issues. And what do I think? I think I don't know. But it seemed to have a pretty tight tolerance. It did. So he had his scopes and things. Why is this wire giving me a hard time? Well, I think there's more to it than this. Well, we'll give this a try. So, we will delicately place the circuit board back onto the drive. I wish there was a way. Is there a way? So I could have the circuit board off of here and tweak this all. And I don't think so, because there's things on both sides here. I suppose if I was brave, and I might be brave, I'm going to put one screw in at the moment, just to make sure nothing horrible happens. But maybe I can tweak things as I go. Perhaps I can. Alright, let's put the connectors on. Now, I have made one adjustment. It's funny, you know, in the whole thing he was doing, I had to take something off and ground something here and all kinds of stuff. And then he realized that because he didn't have some special alignment disc, it wasn't going to do anything. Alright, so where are the switches? Well, that is a monitor cable. This is a power cable. Is it turned the wrong way? I believe it is. Okay, power. Monitor. Serial cable. So I have tweaked the adjustment that he, why can I not get this in? There we go. That he has made reference to. The circuit board on this drive is not terribly well attached at this moment, but so be it. I'm going to turn it on. Now if you look over here, you can see these funny red things. The red and the green, the red and the green, and they fade away, and I don't know what that means. So, I'm assuming now that I have things attached. I do. I'm also assuming that this will not work, but I have made an adjustment. Oh, now it's, yeah. It's funny, once it's sort of done it, it doesn't want to do it again. So we'll open 15, 8, 15, quote, I0, quote, colon, close, 15. And the drive in, and it still comes back. It says, screw you, buddy. Alright, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take this screw out. And I'm going to see just how much latitude I have with this circuit board with things connected. Oh my. Not a whole bunch. What I really need is to be able to get, ooh, I don't like that. Okay, so where did I put my bad discs? Here is a bad disc, but it may be helpful in preventing bad things from happening. going to jam that disk underneath there. Oh. And I'm going to jam this underneath there to prevent anything from touching the metal on the drive. Now, is this going to cause any trouble? Not at this juncture. So I will load the directory and it will fail. Alright. Oh, and I'm going to watch this thing. And you know what I'm first going to do? I'm just going to loosen this thing off. Now, will this do anything good? I don't think so. Because the thing's going to come crashing back into it. And it's going to say, screw you. That is what it is going to say. Screw you. I'm just trying to watch it. And I know I have a good disk in here. I just want to watch the light to see, is it trying very hard? And I would say no. It's not really trying very hard. Alright. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to look at this thing. And I would say that in terms of positioning, and adjustment, it's way out. Now I don't remember exactly where it was at before. I'm going to pick a magical spot and I'm going to try again. No. Is this really trying to read? Not really. And in listening to it, you know what I want to do? I want to trick this thing. I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to shut it off. See, it's funny, it's not making a real good head banging sound like it used to. So, I'm going to tweak it a little more. And do I really think this is going to do anything? No, not really. I really think there's some other adjustment under here that I am not seeing. I really think there is. I think there's something else. Alright, I'm going to turn it on. And this will make no difference. I will try and load the directory. and it will not. I will try to do this, and it will not. So it may be time to say that this drive just is not going to cooperate. Go to 10. Oh. Oh yeah, when you don't put a line number in, it goes and does things. Okay, so we have a little program in here to continuously torture this. But you do remember, before, when I did this, it did seem that the drive was trying. But now, it's not really trying. So, I don't think anything I've done here has made a damn bit of difference. I did, just for a moment there, tweak the speed, and if the drive wasn't doing its head banging, you might have been able to hear it. But I really think somewhere underneath the drive, and I wish I had one out of this kind, out of the case at this second, that I could have a look and see what I can see. But I don't see anything like that right now. So I'm going to take my fingers, I'm going to tweak this. Oh dear. The board is falling off. I am in trouble. I am in trouble. I'm in trouble. Well, that sounds good, but it's not doing anything good. I'm going to tighten this down. I'm just going to try and have it move the director. And yeah, I don't think anything that I have done here has done anything good by loosening off that thing and adjusting and tweaking, etc. Not a thing. Alright, I'm going to shut this off. I've not hurt anything. The circuit board is good as it was. Whatever that means. I'm going to disconnect things. And take these two dead discs that help us out of the picture. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. Alright. I'm going to disconnect things as one does. With great care. So here is the circuit board as disconnected as it can be. You know, one thing that strikes me, I'm going to pick up my other drive here, and the one long connector here that has been tweaked with, I want to see how many wires go into it. 6. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, there are 6. Alright, disc out. Alright. That's all right. Yes, I will disconnect the power. Alright. I'm going to stop at this moment. I'm going to ponder. And we will continue. If you have any comments and see anything really stupid that I'm doing, please send me a message. Thanks so much for coming. Bye for now. Hello. Thanks again for dropping in. I think what I'm going to do as a last resort on this drive mechanism is to remove the 6 screws that hold this all to the case so I can look at the bottom. Now if I had another drive like it handy that was accessible, that I could look at, I would not do this. Well, I might anyway. But anyway, let's delve in. This could be the end of the story. Because, you know, if this drive really is not going to work, I've got to get it out of the mechanism anyway. So, let's see about that. Oh. So, and these wires, they do not help me. There. I think the screwdriver does a better job at these. I think. So, the actual sort of rail that holds the disk drive, well, the rail holds everything, pretty much. Not the power supply. This is not working. I think the screwdriver may be better. The power supply is on the bottom of the rail. Well, yeah, I guess the rail holds everything. The plastic case just goes around it. So, but what I want to do, without dropping screws, is get this some screws really don't want to come out, but they're going to come out. Eventually, it will come. Remember, these have been attached to this plastic for nearly 40 years. And I don't suspect they've ever been out. Okay, so basically what we're trying to do is have a look and see if there is anything on the bottom that would be helpful in this endeavor. And I don't remember. But I think there's more to the alignment than just messing with the stopper. I think, holy mama. Okay, one more, just to get the rail, the mounting hardware and everything out. Hello. Hello. Okay. It should come out now. All right. Oh, I guess I really this wire that is wrapped up in other wires is not, oh come on, it's not really stuck. It is stuck. It's stuck on the tape. Oh God. Okay. That is the bottom. I do not need it at this moment. Right. Let us pick this up and look underneath. Whoa. Oh dear. Everything is, oh yeah, that's right, it's still attached. Ah. It's all coming back to me now. Sort of. Oop, I thought there was more to this. Perhaps. And I do seem to remember having to go underneath in the past. Will not stay there. So what we have here, this is the big sucker. And there are two screws, and they're both sort of marked with red stuff, as if to say, don't mess with this. And that thing does look like, well, it's a whole stepper motor. So, of course, because of course we really shouldn't be messing with this, I will. Whoa. Wow. It may be that the stuff in there, okay, that came loose, is really designed, whoa, not to let go. It may be that it's actually, wow, I can't get that one. I'll try another screwdriver. What did I do here? Uh-oh, what have I done? How did that happen? Something is happening here. I'm going to turn this 64 off. And the monitor. I think the red stuff might be, no, that did not go well. I don't want to strip the head. think it might be there's stuff you put on things you don't want to ever come loose. It's almost like glue. Well, I got one of them loose. Can I turn this over? I suppose I can. And can I push on it with great vigor? I suppose I can. Aha! Okay. It has come loose. Now, this whole mechanism, if I undo the screws, should now be movable. I think. Oh no. Is there another screw? Maybe it's just so used to being there that it does not want to move. What is this thing? Oh, that's one of the screws. Alright, I'm loosening this further. I don't want to drop the screws. Maybe it just needs... Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's moving. It needed a little help. So, if I look at this carefully, I will indeed see that that is moving everything. Alright. Let's see about this. Again. Do I suspect we will have any success with this? No. But I would like to think it's possible. Put on glasses. So we line up the connectors just so, except for missing one. Oh, there it is. And as I do not want to do any damage, I'll take one screw and put it in here. Alright, so we have a screw. Now, is this necessarily wise? No. Is this going to produce any positive results? Probably not. Take the switch off, yes. So I've loosened on the bottom the entire stepper motor assembly. One would like to think that it's possible. Just turn this on a second. And in its squirrely configuration. That maybe, with the head banging and other such things, it would just like to move itself into the right position. But I don't believe that. And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Alright. You may have seen this little program before. I'm just going to have it continually do that thing that it does. And you know what, in the midst of that, although I probably shouldn't do it at this time in this fashion, I'm going to try and put a screw. No, I'm not. Or maybe I am. Another screw in the circuit board. Okay. We survived that. Slip this up. Well, I'm going to tweak this thing. And I really see nothing good coming from this. It was the most sort of success we had when the drive looked like it was trying to read was after I cleaned the head and I really hadn't messed with anything. But, you know, I had to try. Now, I do remember also there being some way with a meter of sort of checking the head. And there's some measurement that it'll tell you if the head is ruined or not. I don't remember what that thing. I shut this off. And I think it really is time to take a screwdriver and take this out. Ooh. Let me, once again, it may not cooperate. There are 4 screws. Holy mama. Oh, why does everything have to be a fight? Has been in something for this long. Holy is not surprising. Things don't want to come out. My golly. Okay. Come on. Now the other thing I really don't want to do is drop the disk drive. Oh my. That did not work well. That didn't go well. Ouch. Let's try the other two. I really do not want to drop the disk drive. Oh, okay. So that's 2 out of 4. Oh, 3 out of 4. That means there's just one more. Just one more screw. All right. Oh. Now, gotta unplug. I'm really hoping that there's no more of these wires attached, and of course there will be, because of the modifications. I think maybe it's something to do with this switch. At this point, if that's the case, come on. Oh. Now what? Now what? Okay. Talk about disassembling down to nothing. Get everything off of here. Circuit board, disconnect. Okay. Everything is disconnected. Everything. So, I guess I should get that disk out of there. Huh. What is this? Okay, hold on. Ooh, sit there. So what we have now is the tape, the masking tape that held, well, I guess protected this stuff from shorting something out. So there is the drive mechanism. I guess, see, I can move this. Woohoo. Stepper move here. which seems to step just fine. There's a belt on here that seems to be okay. This would be the switch that disables the write protect. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to put this down. I'll put it down in the bottom of the case. Oh my. And here's the circuit board that has the device number change switch. And there's the tape. And there's all the little screws. So many screws. Have I lost any screws? Oh, yes, I have. There's another screw. So here it is. The base of every 1541. The rail that holds everything. And the funny thing is if you get different versions of this, see this one here, it has things to hold the long board. This is the shorter board. And as we got more and more advanced, there was other things to hold the shorter version of the board. There was. And then I guess they didn't have these. And at some point, depending, they actually had to adapt some of these to hold the shorter board, because the board kept shrinking as they got better at doing it. There is some rust on here. And I guess if I really wanted to take the transformer and everything out, I could. But I'm not going to. I think that is enough. It may be there's still life in that drive, but I don't think so. I'm going to once again look on YouTube. I'm going to find the there's some test somehow or another that you can do on something or other to do with the head that will tell you if the head is screwed. And I'm not so sure it is, because, as I said, it did seem to have some flicker of life. But, you know, how much time can you spend on something like this? Whereas I know we have a good power supply, a good circuit board, a good case, and I'm sure somewhere I have another drive I can put this together with. Oof, I'm sore. Alright. Off the air. I can't even find the switch. Off the air. Alright. Thanks so much for coming. Once again, if you have any insights or suggestions, I think what I'm going to do when I do put these live, I'm going to put them all live at one time, right after each other. So I do look forward to your input and your insights and your wisdom. Until then, keep your stick on the ice. Thanks so much for coming. Bye for now. Hello. Thanks for coming as we continue to tinker and putter with this 1541 disk drive. I'm sure I know I have had enough. So I'm just deciding now what I'm going to do. I'm not putting that drive mechanism back inside. I don't want to have to take it out again. I'm just torturing myself as to whether I should put the rest of it back together, because to even put another drive mechanism in it, I'll have to take it all apart again. But then I don't want to damage something in the process, or, you know, lose track of what's what, or smash the board, or, oh, the torment. I suppose the smart thing to do would be to take this and put it aside. Who knows, maybe some sort of parts will be handy with this, perhaps. For example, there's a belt. There's the drive, turn, lever. There's the stepper motor. Oh, God, the stepper motor. Yes. Well, at the moment, I'm going to set that farther aside, because as tragic as it is, and as much as I really don't want to do this, I think I might just reassemble this whole thing. So, there are many screws. Let's have a close look here. They are the same, and yet different. Some are fine, some are coarse. Some are metal going into metal. And some of them look different. Okay, so I know that these 6 go in the circuit board. And from the looks of it, these 6 go into the plastic on the bottom. So let me think. What else is there? Well, oh yeah, they're different here. There's 4 with very fine threads, and 4 with not so fine threads. Let me think about this. Oh, I don't believe it, but I'm going to get this drive mechanism again. And I'm thinking that it's possible, maybe, but perhaps not. I thought maybe the fine threaded screws went into the sides of the disk drive, but in fact, it is not. It is the coarse threaded screws. And you know what? As much as I know that this drive is never going to do me anything good, except perhaps for parts, I'm going to put the screws back in it. As I look at this, I'm looking at the bottom, and there's the head. I need to look online, because I bet you there's a video how to test the head to see if it's screwed. I'm still baffled, because, you know, there were times it kind of looked like it was trying. Oh well. Things happen. Anyway. Alright, so I have put the screws that would mount the drive into the drive. I don't need to worry about them. So now we have the screws that would mount the rail into the plastic bottom. Oh, right, I know what they are. Right, these are the 4 that would close the case, these are the 6 that would go in, these are the whole bunch that go on the top. Now, the trouble, of course, with these screws is if they should fall, I'm just going to tweak this back. If they should fall, it's a real pain. And you know what, this screwdriver. Well, this one's good in that, although I maybe, no, shouldn't have it around here, but I do, because it's got a bit of a magnetic capability. So maybe I need to just start them with this one, because it's really horrible if they fall onto the drive, depending. I mean, it's manageable, but they go, there's lots of places they can get stuck in the fins, or the air vents. And you don't want to shake these things like a dead chicken to try and get a screw out. And really, as I put these in, I really don't have to put them in completely and totally tight. Because undoubtedly, at some point, these screws are coming out. I would bet they are. Okay. Alright, they're in. As much as they need to be in. And the disk drive is taking shape once more. I suppose without the screw. Oh, no. There's a switch. There's a demon switch. Oh no, don't knock the screw. Don't. Okay. I suppose it would be easier to slide a drive in and out now. It would. Alright. The board. The switch. The other switch is still attached to the drive because, of course, it disables and is part of the drive mechanism circuitry because it disables the read-write head, not the read-write head, the write protect circuit, which detects whether you have some sort of cover over the read-write notch on the disk. Oh, I hate losing screws, I hate losing screws. I see it. I can see it. I have it. Alright. Oh, no. Oh, man. Why are you giving me a hard time? Okay, in the midst of things, I also need to look No, no. No, 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 no. Okay. I need to look for a Phillips screwdriver. It's not that these ones don't fit. They just don't fit as well as they might. And ooh, the LED light. And if you think you have trouble getting a screw in and out, try getting it in and out after you've stripped the head. With a screwdriver, it doesn't fit. It's a joy. Now that one did not seem to go in very nicely. And once again, I don't want to drop something such as this. Okay. I wonder why. I wonder why. Everything else went in pretty nice. This one is rather difficult. I wonder if those side screws are a slightly different thing, but I don't think they are. Anyway, I'm just going to tweak these down. Oops. Gently. They do not need to be reefed, they're not wheel nuts. But I'm still wondering why this one. Well, I'm going to leave it. Alright. So the LED can go on and get tucked inside the top of the drive, which of course has extra folds. Can come back now. And assuming I can do this, I will do this. I'm going to undo the little hold thing. I'll try get this, there we go, get this switch through the hole. Because having a switch to switch between the devices is not a bad thing. It does not have to be remarkably snug. Ugh. Oops, and the wire is trying to be difficult. Do not be difficult. We've had enough difficult already. Oh, alright, so the power wire is hanging out. I suppose I might as well plug it on. And then of course this wire will stick out the side. Of course it will. Okay. So, drop the screws in. Typically speaking, these screws drop nicely into the holes supplied, and they screw in very nicely. Now there we go. Typically, I need to find another pad of paper or something to make notes, because the one I had has been exhausted, but I will not soon forget this drive and all that I have done to attempt to allow it to live. When in fact, it was destined to be not dead, but its parts. But if we, you know, if I find another drive mechanism, and you know what, somewhere, I know I have some. Somewhere. I do. Just set that there. Oh. What a mess. And this tape, which was used to keep things from shorting out, I will get rid of. Oh, look, there's a rubber band. And get rid of that too. So for this moment, that ends the saga of this single floppy disk drive, model number 1541, made for a Commodore 64, but it would also work on a VIC-20 or a Commodore 128. But this particular drive will not work anymore. The drive mechanism is not happening. It's just not. I tried. Anyway, once again, if you have comments or questions, please don't hesitate. If you've noticed something that I did that was particularly awful or stupid or anything of that nature, please let me know. But for the moment, oh yes, for the moment, I have had enough of that drive. I think maybe the next thing I'll do is look at the VIC-20 with the orange screen. But that, as they say, is another story for another day and another episode. Anyway, thanks for hanging in there. Until we meet again, keep your stick on the ice. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay challenged. Bye for now.